Hey, what's up guys, Thomas Roger here. Today, in today's video is episode 29 of the Road Subtraction. Yeah, let's get straight on with the video, let's go. So there's a lot to talk about in this video and I'm just going to go straight on it. Ed played and talked a bit about Saltwater on last week's Subtract Sundays. I love the song so much of Saltwater. I've only heard the snippet on Subtract Sundays, not the videos that people filmed at the King's Theatre Brooklyn show last week. That Saltwater sounds so emotional about running into the sea and never coming back out, having dark thoughts in your mind. Yeah, you know, like, yeah, I'm not ready to hear that song, but it sounds so amazing, you know. Like on Subtract Sundays, of course, you guys have already watched Subtract Sundays last week. But yeah, like with Boat, Boat sounds amazing as well, and Saltwater, and then tomorrow is going to be the End of Youth. End of Youth is going to talk and play a bit of End of Youth on Subtract Sundays as well, which I'm not ready to hear this album. We are under 3 weeks to go until Subtracts, 20 days till Subtracts, and yeah, I'm not ready. And on Monday, that I was talking about, Ed played a Subtract show in Brooklyn, New York at King's Theatre, and I believe Ed allowed people to film at the show, like phones were available at the show, and of course with the church and mental health show back in October, there was no phones allowed, and then the Subtract show last month, there was no phones allowed, maybe because them two shows were professionally filmed, and yeah, and also do we think we're going to get the Subtract show from Eventime Apollo on Apple Music on the 10th of May, which I'm not ready to watch on Apple Music on the 10th of May. That you know, with the phones were allowed at the Brooklyn show, and of course they're all across social media. All the songs on Subtract, yeah, they're all on YouTube and all on social media. Like all the songs from Subtract, Ed performed last Monday the 10th of April. Ed played Subtracts, and yeah, you know, personally, I haven't watched the songs yet. I am personally waiting till the 5th of May to listen to it in full for the first time, from the first song to the last song. You know, from Boat to the Hills of Aberthalli, and then the deluxe CD songs as well. And yeah, you know, yeah, I cannot wait for Subtract. I've been waiting for over 5 years for Subtract, and I didn't want my first listen of the album to be a live performance. But you know, guys, you can listen to it. You can listen to them. It's your own choice, you know. Yeah, I've been personally been waiting for Subtract for over 5 years now. My first ever Subtract video was pretty much exactly 5 years ago, April 2018. That's crazy to think about. My first ever Subtract video was then. Yeah, I'll link that video in the description. Yeah, yeah, which yeah, you can listen to him. But me personally, I'm waiting the 5th of May till the album comes out. Oh yeah, and also on Wednesday, guys, Ed released an acoustic version of Eyes Closed at an empty King's Theatre, maybe before that show. I love that so much. Like, Ed's literally walking around just singing Eyes Closed on the acoustic on his guitar, which sounds amazing. Yeah, I love it so much. Yeah, you know. Yeah, also there's this video from that show. No spoilers, guys, no spoilers, which is good. I saw this little clip. This video here from the Brooklyn show, Subtract Brooklyn show, where Ed talking about Subtracts was a decade-long project, turned to the darkest period of his life, creates the fireplace ashes on Twitter. I'm going to play you guys this video right now.
I was going to make Subtract, and we started recording, and then what we were making suddenly turned into Multiply. And then after Multiply, I was going to make Subtract, and I went in and ended up making Divide. The same thing after Divide, and it ended up being Equals. And I've sort of, over the last decade, been putting together sort of a song from Divide and a song from Equals and a song from Plus, blah, 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 making what I thought was Subtract, and it was going to come out. And then I met the wonderful Aaron Dessner, who's here tonight. So Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hooked me up with him on the email. And, so Taylor hook and said, you guys should work together. And I remember going out for dinner with Aaron, and he was like, so what's your next plans? And I was like, well, I'm finishing Subtract, and then I'm just about to put it out, and then like after that we should get in and we should work together. And he was like, cool, I'm going to send you some instrumentals to write to, and he did. And then I started having a rocky period in my life, and started writing over these instrumentals. And this was the second song that I finished, and this is basically about, you know, we all have ups and downs, some more than others, and my sort of low points have been from childhood into teenagers and growing up, and there's highs and lows and highs and lows. And this was a particularly low moment of wondering what if, and it's called Saltwater.
And then yesterday there was more limited time Subtract merch. So there's a mug, a pencil case, a chain, the guitar picks. I think that's it. And then some like Subtract prints as well. For like the guitar picks and the prints are like the Subtract song symbols, which I love so much. And I love the pencil case as well, and the chain, and the mug as well. Boat and Saltwater short interviews on Spotify. So this week, Spotify posted the Boat and Saltwater short interviews of Ed talking about the songs, and I'm going to play them, guys, for you right now. Let's go.
Boat was the first song that I actually wrote for this new iteration of Subtract, and it's very much sort of like, I always feel weird talking about mental health, because I find that any time I bring it up with anyone close to me, that you might have down days or feel sad, like the first reaction is, but, look at what you've got, and look at where you are, and look at this, and look at that. And so I very much sort of keep my own whatever's in my head to myself. And then on this song, I was sort of like writing about how I felt at that point with all of this stuff going on, hitting a huge low, but sort of having the mantra of the song is, the waves won't break my boat. So you're being like fucking battered and feel like you're drowning, but you know that you're gonna stay afloat, and it's all gonna be all right. As an Englishman, I love the English coastline way more than I would prefer being on like a desert island, heat, cocktail, blah, blah, blah. Like, I love the grittiness and rawness of the British sea line. And it just felt like it went hand in hand with the record. One of the first lines in Boat is, there's beauty when it's bleak, and I really do feel that. Saltwater is another cheery one. Again, this is like quite a dark album, quite a therapeutic, cathartic album in many ways, but it was very much, the record is written and recorded around the seaside, and it was just about what would be the final moments if I were to jump off that cliff. That's why, there's still so far to go, and I can't feel my toes. The rain soaks through the heels and it slips through. It was basically just, you're walking through dew and there's just rain coming through your feet, just tiny, tiny little details. And the lyrics are, finally I feel at 3 or 4 degrees I'm free. It's I feel weird talking about this, but that's what the song's about, basically.
Also, guys, in Milan, Italy, that they've got this like little yellow container where you can preview Subtract from yesterday to the 20th of April. So it's like headphones. You hear a little preview of Subtracts of each. I think a little bit of each song. I'm not entirely too sure, but I think that's just in Milan, Italy, where I put photos on here where people can literally just preview, listen to Subtracts before coming out as well. I think people are covering Ed songs outside of the yellow container. Yeah, that's amazing promo in Italy as well. And also, I believe Ed's got a show tonight in Spain. I think a show in Italy tomorrow, and then a show in Germany on Monday, I think, I wonder if Ed's going to play some Subtract songs, and then pretty much, Early on this week, that Disney Plus released another teaser of the Some of It All documentary, and Ed saying that, with everything that happened early 2022, and he had to make it, and he knows he has to put it out. He doesn't care about the hits anymore. He just had to just record and release this album. Subtracts, the version of Subtracts that his manager said, this is Subtracts. Like, yeah, you know. And I'm not ready to hear this album, guys, and I don't think you guys are ready to hear the album too. Even though people have heard the album already by going to the shows and watching the clips on YouTube and everything, I haven't heard the songs yet, just the Subtract Sunday snippets, and that's it so far. But you know, this is going to be Ed's most personal and deepest album yet. And the final mathematical albums. Yeah, final mathematical album. Yeah, guys, I think that is it. This video, like with the clip earlier from the Brooklyn show, that it is crazy that throughout Ed's career, Ed has been stockpiling songs of Subtract, but you know, early 2022, Ed, it was a rocky period in his life, and I hope Ed is okay now. Yeah, that the worst period of his life, it seemed like then. Yeah, which then he made this version of Subtracts with Aaron Dessner, and yeah, you know, which Subtracts comes out in under 3 weeks now. I don't think no one's ready to hear this album in full. But yeah, I'm not ready to hear this album. But yeah, you know, I haven't heard the live songs from the Brooklyn show. Yeah, Subtracts. I'm not ready to hear this album. We have been waiting a very long time for Subtracts, and it's out in 20 days. I can't believe I've been doing this series for 29 weeks already. Next week will be the 30th episode of the Road to Subtracts and Jay. Now, thank you guys for always watching these Road to Subtract videos. I really do appreciate a lot. That we're about under a month away until the last Road to Subtracts episode. Yeah, like I have loved doing these Road to Subtracts videos ever since the 1st of October 2022. Now we're on the 15th of April 2023. Over 6 months I've been doing this series for, and I've enjoyed every second of it. You know, me just talking about Subtracts, Ed's upcoming album, and yeah, you know, which I've been. This is the album that we've talked about for the longest, and we're finally going to get it in under 3 weeks now, guys. And yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about Subtracts and everything this week on Subtracts, on the Road to Subtracts episode 29, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.